One last thing I'd like to say to you before I make a few serious comments. I want to thank you all. You know, the rest of the country is somewhat envious of the fact that you have such control of the process at the front end. The truth of the matter is, Chris and every one of us running have said the same thing to you. You are the filter through which the rest of the nation gets to view the presidential race. For if you do not send someone out of here, as the saying goes, with a ticket, the rest of the country, even though they may want that person, doesn't even get a chance. And they envy you for it. But the truth of the matter is, when I first campaigned out here in 1974 for then Congressman, later Senator John Culver, and I was Jimmy Carter's national campaign chair in 1976. And I've had an up-close look at all of you. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You and New Hampshire, but you even more, are the only thing between a democratic process of picking a nominee and money picking a nominee. And that is the God's truth. That is the God's truth. If I had told you all 4 years ago when I was campaigning for John Kerry that the next caucus, this caucus, you'd have on both sides of the aisle at least 3 candidates who would spend $20 million in Iowa. Just in Iowa, you'd have told me I was crazy. If I had told you that there'd be at least 4 Democratic candidates that would spend between $5 and $11 million on television, twice what your governor's race has cost you, you would have told me I was crazy. But ladies and gentlemen, the thing about you all, whether I am in Siouxland or I'm down in Shenandoah, whether I'm here, whether I'm up in Dubuque, no matter where I am, you take the process really seriously. And I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank you. Because otherwise, a guy with a mere $10 million, which used to be plenty to campaign for the nomination, would not even have a shot. You could not do this in my native state of Pennsylvania, where I was born. You could not do this and campaign in California, Texas, Florida, anywhere else, because it's all about money. It's all about bumper sticker slogans, 30-second ads. The only way. I'm here to say, not only thanks, you deserve to be first because you take it very, very seriously. And don't ever let them take it away from you. And it has nothing to do with me. It is literally true. Absent you, there is no gate whatsoever. So thank you. And I also want to thank, you know, the other thing about running for president, particularly here in Iowa and New Hampshire, you make friends who become your friends for a lifetime. A lot of you put your lives on hold for those of us running. A lot of you actually change your daily regime for a year and sometimes longer. It's amazing. The people from 23 years ago when I was here are still my close friends. There are people I know that if I picked up the phone and said, I'd like you to get on a plane and fly to New York and meet me at such and such a place, I can't tell you why, but I need you, they'd get in a plane, just like I would for them. And this time around is no different. And I want to thank a few people here for putting themselves out on the line for me very, very, very early on. I want to thank Senator Joe Sang, who has done so much for me, and I appreciate it, Joe. And I want to thank Jim Lycan. Jim Lycan has been every single place I've been and willing to stand up for me, and I would sure not the best bet if you're going to bet on who's going to win, what the polls said. And I also want to thank Roxana Mortz. Roxana is here somewhere. I want to thank her because she signed on before everybody did. I love you for it. And I'll never forget it, win, lose, or draw. And I also want to thank Jim Hancock, who I don't think is here. Is he? Jim, thank you, pal. Thank you very much. And so, there's a lot of people, like I said, you know yourselves. You become friends with the people you work for. A lot of people, it's an amazing thing. As the foreign press follows me around, with Dietz Zeitz in Germany, they're all over the foreign press all these days, the national press. Literally, not a joke. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Nothing like this takes place anywhere else in the world. As I said, don't let them take it from you. For our own safety's sake, don't let them do it. Ladies and gentlemen,